Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Pine Box Perspective. I hope everybody had a lovely holiday weekend, 4th of July, one of my favorite holidays. So today I want to do a quick review on a product that I found on Amazon, and it's pretty cheap, okay? It's this little, well, that flipped around there. It's this little sort of a silicone rubber type thing for your pick lighter, okay? To protect it from the elements. You know, if your pack gets completely soaked out, whatever, if you drop it in the creek. So I was looking at the Exotac fire sleeve, and the cheapest I could find that was around 19-20 bucks, okay? And it looked pretty nice. The only thing that I see that one had on this one was this little piece that you could kind of flip up and hold this down so you could hold the end of it and you wouldn't have to keep your finger right there if you're trying to catch something on fire. Of course, Exotac makes really good products, okay? But looking at it, you know, 20 bucks, and then if you got to pay shipping and tax and everything, you're getting up in the $30 range. And I really just did not want to pull the trigger on that, okay? So I started looking around on Amazon, and I saw this guy right here for, it was a little bit less than 10 bucks. It was like 9 something, okay? You get 2 of these. Now, and you can see it's got that little shape on top there. So what I did was, you know, of course, you just slide the lighter down in there. I tried it out at first. I put a paper towel in here and stuck it in the water, and it does float, and I'll show you guys here in just a second. But if you squeeze on it, you know, of course the paper towel got a little bit wet. Well, if you put a lighter in there, you can't really squeeze on it. It fits in there really nice and snug. It's got a little loop there in case you want to put it on a retractable lighter leash or, you know, a lanyard of some type. Most of the time, I'm not a big fan of like hanging things from lanyards and keychains and stuff like that. This, I think, would probably be okay. Now, if you're gonna, I'm gonna cut this off because I don't really see a need for that. I think that, you know, you might want to leave it on there, but for me, if you're gonna try and light something, it's kind of, you got to hold it back out of the way. Okay, not a big deal. I can just cut it off. You know, you get 2, so you can cut one off and leave the other, whatever you want to do. They come in, there's a handful of different colors. If you're looking for some kind of high vis, they had a sort of a bright yellow. I think they had a bright pink. They had mauve if you want to hand them out to your bridesmaids. You know, they had some funny looking blues, things like that. I got the gray. So anyway, it's a generic company. Actually, the brand said generic on it. It come in a little foil bag that said made in China, and that was pretty much it in the packaging. Now, typically, I'm not going to tell you to buy something that's cheap and Chinese over a good American-made product. But if it's going to save you some money, say if you did actually pay, you know, close to 30 bucks for the Exotac fire sleeve, well, you could have bought like almost 6 of these. You know what I mean? So if you're going to carry a backup, might as well pay 10 bucks and get one of these because, guys, it holds on pretty tight. I mean, look, I'm pulling on that, peeling it off. Now, I think the Exotac may have more ribs on it, you know, for the water protection. But guys, if this works, then it works, okay? And it's going to save you money, so then you can buy other stuff. So let's take it down to the creek and check it out. Okay, so lighter works. Okay, I really am surprised at how tight fitting and how well made this is to be something so cheap, and you get 2 of them, so it's pretty cool. So let's just completely submerge it. All right, and that's about, you know, we're about 6 inches deep in the water. I'm just going to hold it down for a second. All right, and you'll see it floats, which is nice. Well, sort of. It's buoyant. So if you had a high vis color, you know, that'd be kind of nice too. They didn't have any in stock when I ordered this one, so. So, you know, if you had this in your pants pocket and you got completely rained on or in your pack and your pack soaked through, or if you fell in the creek, you know, slipped and fell, nice little thing to have, I think. And like I said, if you carry a backup lighter, then you get 2 of these for 10 bucks. And I got it on Amazon. I will drop a link on that. It was free shipping. So I don't know if that was part of their Amazon Days deals or whatever, you know. You know, sometimes I may not agree with the politics of Amazon, but I have to admit it, they're a really good company. So anyway, really like this thing. All right, guys, this one's going to be short and sweet. I'm getting chewed alive by mosquitoes, okay? But one more look. And to give you an idea of the size, you know, it's a little bit bulkier than your standard Swiss Army knife. Okay, really not that big of a deal. Like I said, if I were to cut this off, yeah, I would still dangle it from a keychain and not expect this to come off. It's made pretty tight. I like it. So seems to work. I know I didn't submerge it for like 20 minutes or whatever. You know, I'm really not that worried about it. I tend to keep up with my stuff. So anyway, guys, have a good one. We'll see you next time.